How's it going, everybody? This is JD, Child of Phoenix. It is Friday, the 28th, around 6 p.m. Just wrapping up with work for the day. You see all the riots and all that other stuff going on. It has gotten to the point now where people are starting to fight back. The one kid, I can't remember his name right now, it's been a long day. But you saw when the... I like the term, one of the guys I watch uses it, he calls them TOTS, for timeout terrorists. Long story short, the kid was out there, actually went out there with nothing but the best intentions in the world. I mean, if I had a son like that, I'd be absolutely thrilled. Went out there to basically be a medic and to protect a car lot. But the main thing is I could tell that the kid was hyped up on the medic thing. He had his gloves on, had his med bag. He was really looking forward to helping anybody that got hurt. Long story short, they rushed him. He killed 2 people, I believe. Definitely killed one. Blew a chunk off of another dude's arm. All Antifa, or not Antifa, I'm sorry, all BLM. Funny thing is they were BLM and they were white guys, which is absolutely hilarious. The one dude that he killed was a convicted pedophile. The other guy that he blew the chunk off of his arm was actually coming after him with a firearm. He had felonies in his background. Chances are he won't go to jail. Here's the thing, guys. They're purposefully getting everybody hyped up on all these riots, whether it's one side, mainly one side is getting hyped up, but as you can see, that one side doesn't realize how powerless they really are. What they're doing is they're poking a bear with a stick, is what they're doing. Because I'll tell you what, you go and you ask all these Democrats, hey, how many guys you know have an arsenal in their house? Hardly none. They're anti-gun. But yet they want to throw bricks at people that are pro-gun. That's fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Excuse my language. Here is what I believe is going on, and I noticed this back when they had the Raz or Chaz zone up there in Washington. My sister lives up there in Olympia. Now, what I believe they're doing right now is I believe AI is already in play right now. There are multiple reasons why I believe this. Our AI is just as advanced as China's. I don't care what anybody says; it might even be more advanced. For several different reasons. First, we pull info from CERN, and then also too, we were the ones who created quantum computing. The Western civilization, I should say, is the ones that created quantum computing. If you want to look up something really interesting on that, look up Geordie Rose's speech to the college kids. If you pay attention to what he says, it'll scare the shit out of you. Long story short, I believe this is how it's going to play out. There's going to be a second wave of this supposed sickness that's going around. With this sickness, on this next go-around, you're going to see a lot of people dropping. A lot of people. I also believe they're going to be doing something with the kids as well. That's why I have some customers that are doing upgrades inside the school systems. And we'll just leave it at that. But I believe there's going to be something that's going to target the kids. It's going to be something like scarlet fever that paralyzes them. This is something I kind of picked up on another channel too, which kind of coincides with a few other things I've been contemplating. I apologize if I'm not really looking directly at you guys right now. Here, I'll do it like this so you can see me a little bit better. The sun's real bright and I'm holding the phone while I'm driving. Now, here's the thing, guys. What I believe they're doing is they're purposefully riling up both sides. I also believe the reason why the police are standing down is because these BLM people and Antifa people are pussies or weak individuals inside their hearts, all right? These are not guys that get in fights. These are guys that, talk trash and then run away. But by the police backing off and letting them do this, it's pumping them up. It's making them feel like something they're not. And they don't realize it until somebody's got a hole in their head, somebody gets hit by a car, or somebody gets a chunk blown off their arm. All right? I'm sorry, but if I'm in a gun conflict and I get a chunk knocked off me, the fight's not over. I'm not dead. Anyways, my point being is they're letting this side build up, and the cops are staying back. They're staying back so they can pump up the little tots, the little weaklings. Now, they know that if they back up and let these guys do enough damage, the Patriots are going to stand up and be like, here's the line in the sand. Step over it and we'll hand you your ass. And that's what they're watching. They're watching who stands up on the right. They're watching who is rioting on the left. I believe their main game plan, once China takes over, and China will take over, that's the scary part. Once China takes over, I think what they're going to do is they're monitoring both sides. So they got both sides that they know will either stand up and cause havoc, or squeeze triggers and fix the havoc. They don't need any two of those groups here whatsoever. They want the people that are on food stamps, because that's going to be their bottom of the line assembly workers, and they need people that are too concerned about their jobs to do anything. Those are the people that will probably get a vaccine and Neuralink down the road. I don't see Neuralink coming through probably for a couple more years, even though Elon Musk stated that they should have it done soon. Having it done soon and mass producing it and getting it online are completely different things. But Neuralink is coming. The vaccine is coming, no matter what. This is not something that is just happening here in the U.S. This is something that is global. This is worldwide. At least in the countries where they could pose an issue in their game plan. Like if you look back at Europe has been completely destabilized due to the Muslim influence that has infiltrated their country. Those men there are so feminized, I'll use that word, feminized, that a little 12-year-old girl can get raped by 35 men, run out of the bar where they yanked her into, fall out in the street and bleed out from being raped. And those guys don't do anything because they're cowards. They're weaklings. With that being said, you get rid of those two power groups, you got a wonderful labor class right there ready to rock and roll. One of the things that kind of backs my idea of China coming here on our land is we have massive numbers of people losing their jobs. We have massive, and we're going to have even more people doing foreclosures, walking away from their house, nowhere to live. There isn't going to be any jobs in the foreseeable year or two. With that being said, I don't know about where anybody else is at, but I know out here in Phoenix, they are building a crap ton of predominantly low-end housing and higher middle class, or what we would call now upper class apartments. Multi-family living facilities is what they're labeling it as. And these ones that they are building up here, one of them even has a bank underneath it, all right? But they have restaurants, all this other stuff, and you know they're going to have security there. Okay, well, if things are going to be getting better, why does everybody want to have the restaurants, the security, the bank, whatever it may be, between them and the bottom floor? Plain and simple, frickin' security. Not anybody's just going to be able to walk up in there. A lot of the buildings downtown are already carded. If you don't have a card, you're not getting in the building, and there's no little buzzer to call somebody. Either you have a card or you're staying out. So these places will probably be about the same thing. Anyways, I believe that they want to make sure they have all this housing and everything set up. So when they move their people in here, it's a wham bam, ready to rock and roll. Another aspect too that just popped into my mind today is, they are doing a crap ton of these. I'm kind of interested and I want to really look into it before I say anything. But a lot of the information is out there in front of you. I live in Phoenix, Arizona, hence the name Child of Phoenix. I was born here. If you guys do not know what a phoenix is, it's a mythical bird, Egyptian. When it dies, it basically burns to death and turns to ash and is reborn again through the ash. Also, too, we have a town out here called Litchfield. If you don't know what a lich is a Egyptian demon mummy, basically. And apparently there's a field of them out here. Well, that's what they named it after. Also, too, we have a road out here called Sunlin Jinn Road, and that is to the south of Phoenix. And a jinn is a Muslim demon, basically, or what Muslims call demons. That's their terminology for it, is a jinn. I believe, it popped into my mind today that I'm almost wondering if a lot of these companies are building all these buildings because Phoenix is going to get hit with something big, like a big insurance scam, exactly what they did with sorry, my phone just went off. What they did with 9/11. If you guys don't know, the guy who purchased the trade towers, I think like a month or 2 months at the most, right before they got hit, and got a crap ton of insurance money. That's just one of the angles that I've heard about the 9/11 incident. So, with that being said, I'm hoping Phoenix, they're not planning on doing something with Phoenix and using this as the false flag, and there will be one. I honestly believe that the false flag, though, or war, or whatever the case may be, which a false flag would lead to war, but I do not think this false flag is going to happen until the second wave of this sickness starts coming around. I don't know if they're going to label it something different, or if they're going to stick with the COVID narrative. But there will be a second sickness coming around. I have a feeling once the temperatures start dropping between 75 and 80, maybe between 75 and 85 as a high, I think that's going to be the marker of when this sickness is going to be coming out. It's just a feeling I got. But as of right now, if I could tell anybody anything, and like I said, I apologize for the sun. I'm like facing directly into this stupid thing. But if I could tell anybody anything, it would be to lay low and hide out, because whatever's coming is coming. I also feel that when everything comes undone, a lot of these people that are going to be defending their families and property and stuff like that, they are going to have to pop people. They are going to have to dispatch them. All right, that's all there is to it. They're going to punch their time card. I believe that when this happens, they're going to go around and do mass arrests after this. Mainly because some of the executive orders that were passed, like the backyard arrest bill, that's a scary one. That was one that Obama passed that McCain signed off on. You have the Work Brigades Act. There's a bunch of them. Anyways, that's what I feel is coming. Right now, all this rioting, all this other stuff, is they're letting AI go through everybody's accounts. I would almost say that has a lot to do with why TikTok got banned. And this is just, I have no facts basing this. This is just a possibility. I'm almost wondering if TikTok was one of those social platforms that they can't monitor that well. Facebook, you guys know about Facebook and its monitoring. I don't know if you guys know about Operation Dragonfly, which Google did for China, which is where the social credit scoring and all that stuff came from. If you want to look into something interesting, look into that as well. We created that. The westernized civilization created that and handed that over to China. Okay, so why are we going to hand something like that over to China unless down the road all these companies are going to be working together? You know, one hand washes the other. These are just some of the things I've been thinking about. So, like I said before, my sincere thoughts on this is get your family someplace where it's safe, unless you want to fight like there's no tomorrow. Unless you're willing to fight like there's absolutely no tomorrow, because there basically isn't going to be one. Unless you're ready to fight like there's no tomorrow, hide out. Wait for whoever's going to take over, and I'm telling you right now, it is not going to be us. We've been way too infiltrated on multiple levels, which I have discussed in my other videos. If you watch those, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This isn't the United States of the 40s and 50s. It's just not. When they take over, you will be getting vaccinated. Your kids will be getting vaccinated. There's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. Absolutely nothing. There's a lot of really bad possibilities out there right now, and there's next to any good ones. Obviously, Trump's going to get back into office. I believe that's one of the things where they're going to use him to kind of pacify the right-wing people to think that there's hope. This is a new change. It's the new normal. But we haven't gotten there yet. We've taken the first step down into the basement. There's probably about 15 to 20 more steps. All I can say is be prepared as you can. Try to enjoy life right now to the fullest extent possible. 2020 will probably be the last good year of your life. It is what it is. It's actually really, really sad that it has gotten to this point. Absolutely disgusting. If my grandfather was still alive to this day, he would be crapping his pants. He would be freaking out. Just enjoy life. Enjoy the time you have with your wife, your kids, your loved ones. Find things that make you happy and enjoy it right now while you can. Because like I said, I honestly believe this is going to be very short-lived. And I mean short-lived, like maybe 90 days. Let's highball it at 180. I really don't know much else to say on this. Beans, bullets, and Band-Aids. If you guys can get them, get them. If not, figure out how to make them. Read a book. Find out what plants help with what. Find out what kills diarrhea, because the last thing you want is to be crapping your brain. I'm just jackassing around, I'm sorry. But, yeah, figure out, different ways to skin that cat. This is JD, Child of Phoenix. Sorry, I was kind of a little all over the place. But I feel as an individual that if I don't share my thoughts with people, and possibly give them an out when I could have, then I'm not doing my service to humanity as a man. A lot of times you see people, they're very ignorant. They don't have manners. I will never become those people. Don't let yourself become those people. Hold yourself up to a high standard, and when the day comes, you'll be able to take care of yourself the best you can, and you'll be able to pass in peace. That's really what life is about to me. Passing in peace. Did you do what you could to make the world better? Did you do what you could to help educate people? Even if you just give them the information and they don't like the information you gave them, oh well. Most people won't. This is JD, Child of Phoenix, and I'm out.